S&P rise to a 7-week high, okay? Stocks are up, oil's on a roll, we're up 12%. Yen, leave the yen out for the moment. I mean, everybody's a little bit unsure. Your glass half full rather than glass half empty. Why?
Because I am a medium to long-term investor, you have to ride out these volatile bumps in the market. We don't think there's going to be a massive bear market this year. This is par for the course. You're seeing actually some positivity in markets for the first time this year. Let's see where this takes us. The data is still mixed. I'm not in panic mode at all. Not in panic mode. I like that. I like somebody who's not in panic mode. It's good. One big call that's been coming through across the Bloomberg throughout the week is emerging markets. And you actually, let me just move that across so it's a little bit clear. Emerging markets. And what I've done here is I've pulled up the PE, and you've identified this as well yourself. And we'll take off my messages. Who cares who's messaging me? Emerging markets price to book. It's sub 1.3. Do you join the club that sort of says, wait, great value, PE, or is it a value trap? How do you look at it? Or how discerning do I need to be? Very discerning with emerging markets at the time. We're not constructive on the region as a whole compared to developed markets, so we're still cautious on emerging markets. But with valuations like this, it is fair to consider, okay, is this now time to buy? The interesting thing is within the full index emerging markets price to book, there are some countries that we are more constructive on a macro story. For example, India, Indonesia, their price to book is actually quite high, whereas some of the ones where you're finding a bit more, pessimism regarding markets, the story's not yet resolved. Brazil, for example, is quite a cheap price to book. I don't know if you want to get in there.
There's a reason why Brazil is probably quite a cheap price to book.
You've got to be very picky about it. Now, there are some countries like Russia where if you find companies that are paying their dividends in dollars, they have good sources of revenue, they are quite structurally sound. If you're very selective about it, for example, a 0.6% price to book in Russia, that is a good price.
That is a good price. You should ask Mr. Stubbs about the Russian currency, though, when you get back to the office. That comes under a little bit more pressure. When you look at Europe and Japan, very briefly, in 30 seconds as we finish for this session, how bullish are you on those two, with more easing to come, more negative rates, risk or reward?
I think I'm pretty bullish on Europe. The macro story is there. Draghi's doing as much as he can. We'll wait till the March ECB meeting to see if perhaps he puts more into monthly purchases, makes the negative rate go even lower. We'll see what happens in March.